Hey, what's up, guys? This is Netta with Inner Peace with Netta, and on today's video, I want to tell y'all about my skydiving experience and how, of course, it was a symbolic, spiritual experience for me as well. Everything that we do is spiritual, technically. Our humanness is a part of our spiritual journey. So, yesterday, I had the most amazing time skydiving. It was definitely out my comfort zone. It was more like in my die zone. My, and not literally to die, but a die zone is basically from a growth chart from one of my coaches. Since I do coaching and I got my own coach that helped me with, just going through my own self-realization in my life. So one of the part of the growth chart, one of the growth circles is die zone. And either you be in your comfort zone or you go in your die zone. In your die zone, you need support, but it will have you feeling liberated, feeling good, amazing, and just it's not a high, but it's like, okay, I could do anything now. You've been more than stretched. Like, you needed support to do this. So to the story. So this definitely, yesterday was a challenge for me because first I woke up later than I wanted to. I must have been in a deep sleep because my alarm was had to be going off for about 2.5 hours, right? Then the time that I was supposed to get up. Now, was I late? No. It's just that the time travel, I already had everything planned, and the time for me to get there by public transportation was a little longer than me driving. And so I already planned to take public transportation. And so I ended up taking a lift to catch the train. Didn't listen to my intuition. I was on the right side of the track. I asked somebody a question. They told me I was on the wrong side of the track, so I ended up going the wrong way. Then I just started crying when I had to get off the train and I had to go home. The people weren't answering the phones at the skydiving center, and I was not going to forfeit my experience nor my money. So I had to calm down. I had to ground myself. I ended up coming back home, right? Because nobody was answering. So I was being tested with my patience. When I tell you I was reactive, all that meditation, all that contemplation, all of that, right, is going to be tested. Not when you're in meditation, not with just family, just challenges, period, in life, okay? And it's not like you're supposed to be perfect. This is not about being perfect. This is about seeing your strengths and your weaknesses and just loving yourself more and not trying to make yourself a to-do list or to just change because there's something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. And I had to tell myself that, like, calm down. Like, calm down. My awareness, like my inner being, my spirit guides and them was showing me, like, chill. I kept seeing, like, advertisements that have, like, chill on it or, like, you're good, And when I was out of alignment, which was crazy because I kept seeing, like, advertisement, which is weird, that said alignment, and I would see caution or warning signs or danger signs when I'm out of alignment or when I'm in my head. When you're in your head, you're not present, and when you're not present, you're not fully in your body, and you can't connect to your inner being when you're not present. Like, you're unconscious. So yesterday, the beginning of the day, like, I hurry up, got dressed, didn't eat, I just flew out the house. And I guess Spirit was like, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And you need to calm down, chill out, you know. That's why I ended up circling back at my house. Oh, when I tell you I was fuming. Got home, these people still weren't answering the phone. So I had to ground myself. I had to meditate. So I sat in the corner and I was saying to myself, Janetta, what are you mad about? Why are you so upset? Why are you being reactive? So I had to just close my eyes and breathe. I wasn't even breathing. And I was saying to myself, when was the last time you ever seen yourself like this? It was about 3 days ago, because I had went off on somebody. And it's been, I'm going to always keep it on with y'all. It's been this month for me, just the beginning, it's only 11. It hasn't been crazy, but I think I'm clearing more of my throat chakra, because I don't know, but I'm trying to balance everything out, because I'm not really reactive, you know, but I usually handle it in private by myself, you know, like those reactive emotions, you know, I really try to go through it, my own private space. I don't really snap. I've never really been the person to really, not saying that I've never snapped, because that would be a lie, but I'm not a person who just reacts all the time and no, I'm not that person. I can, but I choose not to. Always know like what for, because it will mess up my well-being. That's too much energy. Let me tell you something. I wasted mad energy, time, and extra money for no reason, because I was reactive. I was like, sis, this is all your fault. But I did it with love, and I was saying to myself, yo, seriously? You're reacting like, no. And I was just like, but with self-love and compassion, right? Walk your talk, walk your talk. That's all I kept saying to myself. So I calmed down. And I had to, you know, dig in my emotions, like, what is going on? And it was just something, the skydiving was really, really special for me. And I had to reschedule for 3 days because of the weather, and then something with the center, and I was just like, I'm not rescheduling again. Like, I already scripted out my experience. I was like, third time is the charm. This is not 3 strikes and you're out. Like, nah, I'm not striking out today. Like, I'm skydiving today. So only thing I heard was be patient. I was like, oh, be patient. So I'm home after I grounded myself. So I said, let me see how much a lift costs, because I would have had to pay a fee because I was late, and I didn't want to forfeit my skydive. So lose the experience and my money, it was not happening. So I was like, the bond. So I was like, let me see how much this lift is. Well, I seen a lift from my house to the center for $16. Okay? I paid round trip $30-something on a railroad. When I checked the lift before, it was about 100 and change. Long story short, you already know I was in that lift and I wasn't going to be late. But ego kicked in, was like, check your phone. I checked it in lift, I don't know. It said 100 and change, but I could have still went, because it wasn't like I was lacking in anything, and I still would have had to pay that amount in getting there and paying the fee, and I would have been there at the front door. Long story short, I took the railroad, got there about 2 to 3 hours later, spoke to the people, ended up having to pay the fee. And like I said, I spent more energy and time and money because I was reactive. I was not listening to my intuition because I was just all in my head. When if I would have just been still for a moment, I just would have heard the advice and kept it pushing. Anyway, that was the lesson for the day. Be still, be quiet, shh, right? So I finally got to the skydiving place. From the time that I walked in to the time I walked out, these people were so loving and nice and respected me, and it was just so kind. They gave me snacks. They made sure I was safe in my tandem suit and my harness, and it was just great. You know, I wasn't scared. I didn't get scared till that plane door open, okay? So anyway, my instructor name was Sal. All of the instructors there were nice, okay? They were more than nice. And my pilot name was Rocket Man, right? So before we got on the plane with Rocket Man, we had to practice the protocol. And even though I watched the video and stuff like that, the practice only took 5 minutes. I was like, yo, I just signed my life away and I only practiced for 5 minutes. So basically, I skydived out of a yoga position called Uttanasana. Basically, you're sitting, you know, your knees is together and you're sitting, your butt is sitting on your feet. And I'm like, wait, I seen different videos, you know, I'm not going to jump like with my feet out, or I'm jumping with my knees first. And he was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm not, no nothing, cool. And it's crazy because I practice yoga and I'm getting my certification, right? So I was just like, son. So, and then the pilot name was Rocket Man. I love that song by Elton John. So it was just like so awesome. And like, I love planes. Like when I tell you I love to fly, it does not scare me. I love to sit when I'm traveling. I love to sit out a window. Like I'm like a little kid with my face in the window. Like I love it. So when I got in there, of course, he showed me the protocol, all that, and how we gonna jump out the plane before we land, you know, flew in the air. So Rocket Man was the best. Sal, my instructor, was the best. So Rocket Man is cracking jokes. We're just talking, and he's just like, I'm glad you're doing this. Everyone should do this once in a lifetime. Da, 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 da. Rocket Man was like, you know, I was telling him like, oh, Rocket Man, da, da, da. And then he looked at me, he looked at his steering wheel, and I guess he put his plane on like kind of like an autopilot, right? Or maybe not, I don't know. But all I know was I was driving the plane. He just pointed into the direction and I just like drove the plane. And that's crazy because, not even crazy, but it's just I always wanted to get my pilot license, right? And this plane was small. It was like one of those military airplanes, right? Those small things. And I was driving. When I tell you I was in my childlike presence in that being, like I was vibrating. My vibration frequency was so high. Like I had the Dr. Seuss smile on my face. Like I loved it, right? And they made me feel comfortable. Now, when that door opened, it was go time. It was go time. And the only thing I said, once I knew he stepped his foot out and I had to get in my Uttanasana position, only thing I said was, oh. And he repeated the same thing and they laughed. The next thing you know, my head was out first. I can't even explain, like, I was screaming, okay? I screamed. Then my first instinct was close your eyes. And I'm like, I didn't do this experience to close my damn eyes. I closed my eyes for like 2 seconds. I opened it, and to see the clouds, everything looked like ants. I'm up, basically it looked like I was upside down. I'm in the sky. When I tell you I was, my hands, I was flying, my feet was flailing all over the place. I forgot the whole protocol because I thought I was Peter Pan, right? And then my instructor style is trying to like get my hands together and my feet, and he's like, you know, I was supposed to hold the arm harness until he cued me to fly. So finally he got me, because I see his hands. I'm like, oh shoot. So he got me. He's like, yo, you almost killed me. That's not funny. I'm not laughing at that, but I was just like a little kid. And it was just like, I mean, I have followed the protocol, but I just felt so fearless. Like, it was no time to be scared. That's how you know, like, fear does not exist. Like, my lips was moving, and imagine like a fan like going on 1,000 and your lips is waving up. I don't know if anybody remember. I ain't gonna even go to that commercial. I'm not trying to tell my age. So anyway, so my lips was just like wiggling, right? And I had drool coming up. I had drool coming up my mouth. I did not care. I was smiling like a little kid. Like, y'all think I'm smiling now, like my smile was like all the way back here. And he was like, when he finally got me together, and I was holding on my harness again, because he had to pull a, oh my gosh, I forgot the damn name of the parachute. Yeah. So he pulled the parachute, and it got a little tight, because it like yanked you up a little bit. And then he let me you know, basically lead the way on the parachute after he taught me how to do it, after he showed me. So he was like, but before he did that, he was just like, you were so, you know, you wouldn't let go control. And I'm like, oh my God, that's symbolic. Okay, when I tell you spirit was talking to me, like, just be free. I was like, in my head, yo, I thought I was Peter Pan. I went free. But he was trying to make sure I prepared and followed protocol. And when I tell you, the universe speaks to you in every way, you just gotta listen. And I was just listening to him, because now the parachute is open and we're just floating, which was amazing, because I seen like I seen Connecticut, all along Island, Fire Island, just New York, period, right? So it was just amazing. Like, I was just like I was so amazed. It was so beautiful. If you ever wanted to go skydiving, just do it. It's nothing. Yeah, your heart beat a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I had the jitters. Like, I was shaking after I landed. But it was good energy. Like, it was like so peaceful and blissful. I wasn't scared. My mind wanted to tell me I was scared when I first closed my eyes, and when I opened it, it was like, what are you scared of? What are you scared of, right? So once he opened the parachute, he would ask me, do you feel safe? That was big for me, because being in my head and overthinking, you're not in your body. And from my past traumas, you know, the old story, I didn't feel safe in my body. That's why I was always in my head or in another realm, because I didn't feel safe down here. And I said yes. Like, I said yes with the biggest child. Like, it was just, oh my gosh. Like, when you are able to tune in and connect with someone else's higher self, you know. And even though I know his protocol is to ask me, am I safe? But that, it just all was divine timing on how everything flowed. So then he was teaching me how to maneuver the parachute. And then, you know, if you pull right, you go right, pull left, and then you stabilize it. So Sal decides to spin me around like I was on a carousel, so on right side and left side. When I tell you I was feeling like a big kid, I felt like I had to vomit. My stomach was turning, but I didn't care. I had drool coming all out my mouth, and he thought it was funny, and I thought it was funny too. My ego was trying to tell me this is how my mind chatter was trying to take over, but I wouldn't allow it to, because I was like, I got drool coming out my mouth. My automatic thing is to wipe it off. Your girl was in the sky with drool all. By the time I landed, it dried. So I had drool all over my face. Like, it was the best thing thus far I have experienced in my life. Now, if you just in a funk, I know I always tell everyone to live inside out. But, you know, just to have that balance, I needed something, especially with this whole, this international pause and things going on. I just needed to get out my comfort zone, go into my God zone. And when I tell you, I just fear, I feel fearless. Like, I do think about things, but it's just like, I don't need permission to be myself. I don't need permission to get out my comfort zone. Just do it. And everything is just a lesson. Any mistakes or anything is just a lesson, and we're gonna make them. So just do it. You know, like, I could have died yesterday, but that wasn't even a thought in my mind. I knew that I wasn't gonna die. Like, that wasn't even an option for me. So, you know, creating your reality with your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, like, that wasn't even in my aura, my emotional body. That was the best thing ever, the best experience. And I truly feel like that's going to be like an extreme sport for me. Like, I'm going to learn how to jump on my own just because it's that dope. So I made this video because, you know, I talk about a lot of stuff and healing and the spiritual numbers and things like that, but, you know, I do other things, and it's just like, find meaning, find beauty in everything. And if you can't find any beauty, create the beauty that you want to see. And you don't need permission to do it. Like, being that high, I just needed to be in that altitude and see things differently and be, you know, neutral. You know, it's good to, and as a writer, you know, especially with speaking your truth, like, your truth is your truth, and I feel like as long as you speak your truth for grace, right? And everyone has a truth. Everybody's truth is their perspective. There's no wrong perspective. And I think that in this world that we live in today, everybody always trying to tell somebody, oh, they wrong, or this is right, this is wrong, and this is not the world. This is not how the universe is, you know, works. It's a duality, and we're going through to where everything is integrated, to where we don't have that duality, and we have to master that duality within. And it's just like, I don't need permission, you know, especially if I'm living in integrity and character and being the best version of myself that I know I can be, and knowing that I give myself room to grow. Like, do everything that you always wanted to do. Everything. I don't care if you believe in reincarnation. You're not going to be the same person. You know, it doesn't matter. Energy don't die, but you don't know how you're going to come back or what kind of energy. You know, just do everything now. Everything that you wanted to do. And, of course, practice. Because I had to prepare for that. That was a jump of life to me. You know, like, I was a butterfly that came out the cocoon. Like, that was basically what I felt. I was the butterfly that came out of her cocoon. I felt like Peter Pan. Right? I was flying. And it was like one of the best experiences thus far in my life. And I met some good people. And it was just, even despite how my morning started, my day was everything. And I'm so grateful and thankful. And now my whole perspective on life is just like, do it. Just do it. And that's, I should have bought a shirt and just said, shut up and jump. And I didn't do video because I just wanted to experience it for myself. I didn't know how, I didn't want nobody taking a bunch of pictures and video of me. That's how I thought it was, but it probably would have been, my whole experience was how it was supposed to be. That was for me, and it wasn't really for me to be showing everyone, because I don't think I would have even uploaded it on here anyway. But when I tell you that was the best experience, like, it was for me. It was something for me. Like, you don't, a butterfly doesn't get to record or have video of when it's coming out of its cocoon. You know, a lot of us, when we're going through transformations and we going through that hard time, or, you know, challenges, should I say, we don't always have a lot of pictures, or it is not being videotaped. And for me, that was just something monumental for me. And I think we just live in an era where everything is just like phone and video. But I do love to take pictures and videos, but that just wasn't for me. But next time I do it, I'm definitely going to have a video and picture, because I want to see my face. But it was amazing. Like, I'm still vibrating off of it, you know, but getting balanced, getting, you know, grounded. I had to ground myself after that. But yes, that's today's video. I just, whatever you want to do in life, just do it. Don't ask permission, and you just learn on the way. Like, I didn't know how to fly. I didn't know how to fly. I didn't know how to skydive. But I learned how to fly on the way to my destination. And yeah, so I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.